Hello, my darlings, my wonderful Virgos and Virgo risings. We are so happy you're here with us for the deep dive.
We really are.
This is where we cut through all of that cosmic noise. We look at a whole stack of astrological sources, and we pull out the clearest, most important knowledge just for you.
Think of it as your personalized shortcut for December.
Exactly.
And wow, this December, my gentle-hearted listeners, it is not a quiet one. I mean, looking at the celestial energies right now, the sky is practically demanding this huge personal awakening.
An awakening, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, and we're really focusing in on how things are being radically redefined in your commitment sector and your home sector.
It really is. And this whole dive is just for you, for that meticulous analytical soul of yours. So our mission today is to unpack three major shifts. And we have to start with the biggest one, because it's going to hit your partnerships like a splash of cold water.
A very cold splash of water. We are talking about Neptune going direct.
Neptune. Okay, so that's the planet of dreams illusion.
Yeah.
Some people call it the cosmic smoke machine, right?
Exactly, the big sleep. And it's been retrograde, so, moving backward since July. But on December 10th, it stations direct in Pisces.
Right in your seventh house of partnership.
Right, where it counts for relationships, for commitments, for even open enemies, believe it or not.
And that's what causes that feeling of being jostled awake.
That is the moment. The veil just lifts, and any illusion you had just disappears.
Oh, this is about losing a fantasy or a hope that you were really holding onto in a relationship.
Precisely. And honestly, this illusion has probably been building for a very, very long time.
I saw that Neptune went into Pisces way back in 2012.
That's it. So for so many of you, this isn't just about a current situation. This is about wrapping up an entire spiritual era of how you relate to other people.
A whole era.
Yeah. And what's so fascinating is how this whole thing interacts with the Virgo nature. I mean, you are driven by systems, by analysis. You want that perfect formula. So the illusion might have been that, if you just worked a little harder, or if you were just perfect enough, you could somehow save the partner or fix the situation or get that idealized relationship you dreamed of.
Okay, but hang on a minute. If Virgo is so analytical, why would they let themselves hold on to a fantasy for 13 years? I mean, isn't that kind of anti-Virgo? Why couldn't you just see the reality?
That is a fantastic question. The seventh house, it's the house of the other. It's where we often project the things we struggle with ourselves. So you find yourself attracted to those Neptune qualities, the spiritual, the romantic, the boundaryless things that a practical earth sign Virgo sometimes finds hard to integrate.
So the illusion sticks around because it's fulfilling some kind of hidden desire for magic
Yeah.
that our analytical minds usually keep locked away.
You got it. We weren't just being deceived by someone else. We were kind of enabling our own self-delusion because we wanted the story to be true so badly.
Even when all the evidence, the paperwork, the bank statements, the missed calls, was staring you right in the face.
That is the core of what people mean when they talk about the gaslighting metaphor for this transit. You're told, either by someone else or your own internal voice, that what you know is true isn't.
And when Neptune goes direct, that whole game just stops.
It stops on a dime. The truth lands with full force, even if it feels a little disappointing at first.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because this isn't just some yearly thing.
No, this is absolutely defining. This specific transit, this last station direct of Neptune and Pisces, it will not happen again for about 150 years.
Wow.
This is the final conclusion. It's an exit door for a huge, long-term soul lesson about partnership.
So, okay, once the shock wears off, what is the benefit for our analytical Virgos? Because clarity to a Virgo is everything.
The benefit is profound empowerment. Those barriers to love, the emotional walls you couldn't even see because they were hidden in that Neptunian fog, they just lift. They cleanse themselves.
So a real, authentic understanding can finally happen.
It's a game changer. If a partnership has served its purpose, Neptune Direct helps you cleanse it in the best way possible. You finally get to trade the fantasy for the reality of an authentic connection.
That is heavy. And that kind of realization, it usually kicks up a lot of dust in the rest of your life, especially at home.
It does. Which brings us perfectly to the next challenge.
There's always another one.
Clarity rarely comes without a bit of friction. And friction is exactly what we have right at the start of the week, my sweet listeners.
Okay.
Around December 8th and 9th, we run into what is often called crunchy astrology. It's a real red light moment.
Crunchy astrology, I like that.
We're talking about the Mars-Saturn square. Mars is that impatient urge to act, to go, and Saturn is the ultimate reality check. the limit setter.
So that sounds less like a red light and more like a cosmic traffic jam where everyone is just laying on the horn.
That's a perfect way to put it. For you, Mars is in Sagittarius, which is lighting up your fourth house of home, family, and your roots.
And Saturn is all the way across the sky in Pisces.
In your seventh house of commitments and partners. Yes.
Okay, let's unpack this. This isn't just some generic tension then.
Not at all. It's very specific. It creates this intense friction between your desire for freedom and action in your home, like maybe you want to remodel the kitchen right now or push for a move.
We just overhaul a family dynamic.
Yes. But that's rubbing up against the serious responsibility and the limits being dictated by your partner or a contract.
So Mars wants to tear down a wall, and Saturn is the lord of time, saying, sorry, buddy, the budget doesn't allow for that, or your partner needs you to stick to the plan we agreed on.
And that resistance is so hard for that fiery Mars energy. It can really feel like you're stuck, like a stop sign on your long-term domestic plans. Sometimes it even causes, minor unexpected chaos in the home.
The universe is just forcing you to slow down.
It is. And for a Virgo who wants things to move efficiently and perfectly, that can be so frustrating.
So what's the solution?
The key for your wonderfully discerning mind is to just listen to Saturn's reminder about limits. We don't have infinite time. We don't have infinite energy.
So don't push harder against the wall.
Exactly. The invitation is to focus on your real priorities, be accountable to the limits you have, and just throttle down a little bit. Don't get overwhelmed by all the little things you feel need fixing right now.
That is such good advice for a sign that loves a to-do list. If you feel that friction, just simplify the list. And of course, a quick, affectionate reminder to all my darling listeners out there, please be sure to follow your rising sign too. It is so, so important. These difficult angles can really hit home when they land on those rising sign placements.
Absolutely. Now let's pivot a little bit to mental energy because Mercury is your planetary ruler and it is having a very active week.
Okay, Mercury, our mind, our communication, is making a really harsh opposition to Uranus, the planet of rebellion and sudden shocks, right around December 10th. What happens when that analytical Virgo engine gets zapped by Uranus?
You get a brilliant short circuit. This opposition can bring tense conversations or just sudden, unexpected changes of plan around money.
Money.
Specifically shared resources, debts, things like that. Because this is happening across your second and eighth house axis, you could get a sudden expense. Or, on the flip side, a really beneficial, game-changing financial offer that just lands out of nowhere.
Financial volatility? The last thing a Virgo wants.
I know, it's unsettling. But that same electric tension is also the source of these sudden, creative, brilliant ideas. Your natural talent for thinking outside the box is just profoundly heightened right now.
So it's like a lightning strike of genius. You just have to ground the energy before it flies away.
You need to ground it, exactly. Yeah. And the pace does shift later in the week. Mercury moves into Sagittarius on Friday, December 12th.
Okay, so that brings that sharp mind right back to home and family matters.
Back to your fourth house. And the timing is perfect because on Saturday, December 13th, Mercury makes this really helpful link to Pluto, the planet of deep transformation.
Ah, so that's the grounding force.
That's it. It means if you need to have those deep, cathartic, transformational conversations about your home or your family or property, they can finally bring real constructive movement. You can come up with some brilliant, lasting ideas.
What a great opportunity to process all that emotional and financial turbulence from earlier in the week. It's like a built-in system cleaner for the soul.
It's all connected. It provides the exact kind of deep focus a Virgo needs to process change.
Right.
But we do need to circle back to one final caution about that Neptune energy. Because while clarity is a gift, that sudden awakening can bring up some deep self-judgment.
Yeah, that feeling of being down on ourselves.
Or just frustrated that life didn't match the picture we had in our head.
It's that moment you realize you willingly walked past all the red flags because you like the scenery too much.
That is the feeling. But the wisdom from our sources here reminds us of a powerful truth. Every single decision you made came from a place of wisdom, given who you were at that moment.
We judge ourselves now based on what we know today.
Exactly. But we made the best choice we could with the tools we had back then. So the goal is acceptance, even for the mistakes.
Even for the time we feel we wasted.
Yes. Even self-sabotage has its own kind of wisdom or perfection because it led you right here to this moment of truth. The analytical Virgo is invited this month to acknowledge the limits of your power, what you cannot control, like the illusions of others, and focus on what you can do. That's where your authentic power is.
This really is a high-energy season of change. On top of everything else, we have Mars moving closer and closer to the galactic center,
The birth canal of the universe.
a point of incredible power and new beginnings. That, combined with all this clearing out in your relationships and home, it just feels like such an energized turning point.
It truly is. My insightful listeners, this month's clear sky is here to illuminate the right path for your meticulous soul. Step back from the desire to control everything and just focus on the details, because the miracle in the big picture, that total transformation, is hidden in every small, decisive step you take.
My dear ones, this deep dive was made just for you to shed light on this intense, amazing December. What does this awakening mean for your home or your relationships right now? Tell us in the comments, share your energy with us, and please don't forget to subscribe to our warm home here on The Deep Dive. Being with you is always a feast. Now it's time for the other darlings.
The skies await.
We'll continue meeting in the skies.
Yeah.
We'll see you all soon.